We need to get to the bottom of the 529 insurrection.
529 insurrection.
529
In all
insurrection.
seriousness,
That's right. 529.
Yeah. Well, roughly
529.
2/3 of Americans want to look into the 2020 riots, according to polling data.
You mean
Less than
you mean
half want to look into January 6th. Less than half agree with the January 6th Commission.
You mean the 529 insurrection?
Yeah, that's right. The 529 insurrection.
Never forget.
Of course. Never forget.
529.
And I never will.
Are you familiar with 529?
I live in Minneapolis. I'm familiar.
I heard it was mostly peaceful, though.
529 in Washington, D.C., when violent leftists tried tearing the fence down and set fire to one of the White House guard posts, set fire to St. John's Church, and forced the president to retreat to a bunker, attacked journalists, and the police had to come and defend the White House from this insurrection on 529. 529. Yeah. Yeah, 529.
I remember that day.
You mentioned
Never forget.
that this is one of the most documented events, and it is curious, why aren't they releasing the security camera footage? Why not release all of the security camera footage?
From 529?
Well,
No
from
phone.
January 6th
Oh.
was more documented, but yeah, both. No, they won't.
Or the federal involvement and you
Exactly.
know, release the information about how many agents
Yep.
were there and were participating, and also the foreknowledge with basic events that were on Facebook saying that this was going to happen, and then this was all something that
Well,
they
how come-
And maybe
how
what
come-
about the supposed pipe bombs that were just near where Kamala Harris was that they
Exactly.
decided to
No,
stop investigating or stop talking about?
I have a real question. After January 6th, a bunch of leftists started doxing as many people as they could, posting their photos and faces. No one did that for 529. I mean that seriously. Like at the White House, you have all this video of people trying to break down the fence. They actually tore down the barricades. They actually set fire to one of the guard posts and a church. The right is not playing this game.
I was
I'll
going
tell
to
you that.
say, as an activist, I've seen this over and over again. We're just not willing to do what the left is willing to do to take us out, right?
I
Like
mean-
the Sedition Hunters page is what you're talking about, where they're going
Right.
out and doxing, people who were part of the insurrection or whatever. But we don't do that. Why not? We have this. I think that the right has a problem of actually just participate where the space is available. Why don't we have our own version of SPLC or ADL that just goes and labels people communists or Marxists or woke bad actors?
Because the way I see it is like the quote unquote right is a disparate group of random factions that disagree with each other on so many different things.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily individualists. I mean, conservatives are more individualist, but they're more collectivist than say
But
libertarians.
to be contrarian here, is that going to be the right strategy? Because someone did something bad, should we do something bad too and use the state and the government and the deep state to go after people politically? So I understand the paradigm. I'm just playing.
It's not bad to call out bad people, right? They're just duplicitous. There is right-wing media matters, sort of. I think it's unfair to say necessarily, but Newsbusters. You're familiar with Newsbusters?
Yes.
So they watch all these cable channels and then call out the lies in the media. I respect that. Media Matters lies about people in the media.
Right.
So, but it's an inversion. It's I like what Newsbusters does. I don't like what Media Matters does. But at a core, they're both watching TV and then publishing their opinions on it.
Right.
So there is that counterpart.
My-
But you're
my
right
whole-
for the SPLC.
My whole thing is just match them at the front. I don't need you to win. Just match them, right? Because then it opens up other fronts in the war where we can actually overtake them.
Well, the
right. The
question
thing is
is
we get kicked in too much from too many angles.
But if you look at the SPLC, they lie, they slander. They've been sued successfully by individuals that they lied about.
They lied about me.
And they lied about me too.
was
They
amazing.
took a speech that I did, and they took one particular sentence that I said, and they matched it up with a sentence that I said later to make me sound like I was calling for a revolution when I was calling for an evolution and people being better themselves individually. So they're liars, they're cheaters. I don't think we should strive to become what they are. And I know where you're coming
We're not
from.
saying.
No one's saying that.
No. But what you were saying, I think, was kind of matched by that.
Well, I think that first of all, nobody would call we call the SPLC liars, right? SPLC wouldn't say what they're doing is lying, and there's nobody that comes out a third party sort of
A court of law
unbiased-
did.
Oh, okay, so if a court of law did, fine, right? But, and
They
who's taking
admitted
that?
the story they wrote. There was with several individuals, including me. They retracted it, apologized, and corrected it.
And a bunch of my friends end up on that list too, right? But does everyone who gets put on that list have the resources to be able to challenge that, right? That's the problem.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast.